Hello, fellow hunters. Welcome to Grunge Haunts and Props. My name is Chris Leonardo, and today we are going to be making skulls. We're going to be casting skulls in a new material. We've traditionally been using the Great Stuff and Loctite for our skulls, and I have used, two-part rigid foam, expandable foam, and it works great. It's a little more expensive. So, in my endeavor to make skulls for less than $1, which I have achieved with Great Stuff, just not the best results. I'm going to try it's called Sika Post Fix. This is, it's a two-part expandable foam. You use it for fencing and putting up fence posts in the ground. So I'm going to try this stuff. It's pretty inexpensive. It's obviously very easy to get, just right down at the hardware store. Unfortunately, for where I live, for me to get expanding foam, two-part foam, I have to either order it from Smooth On, which is expensive. They're great products, but expensive. Or Biddy Mold Supply, which is great if you have a location nearby that you can go into the store, because the shipping cost is makes it pretty expensive overall. So both of those are great suppliers, but we're going to try this and see if it works for our needs. And if it works, then great. It's right down at the hardware store. You can grab it, and it's really inexpensive. So follow along, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, we got the Sika Post Fix here, and we're going to cut this up and put it in this couple jars here. It's a two-part foam, and we're hoping that it's going to be by volume, because I don't have a gram scale on me at the moment. So hopefully this is by volume. Kinda feels like it should be. Basically, I don't want to break this seal to combine these. I want to cut these and pour these out separately. So hopefully we can manage to do that. And hopefully it'll work in glass. We'll find out. We're gonna get gloves, just in case. Okay, so we're gonna cut the A side here. Pour that into this jar. Okay. Alright, time for the other side. This is going to be a little trickier. Let's close this one up. And the only reason I'm doing this instead of just, cracking this open and mixing it together is, well, I want to have multiple uses, right? I want to make multiple skulls, and this is way more than I'll need for a skull. So, we're going to hopefully be able to get multiple skulls out of this, otherwise it's not really worthwhile. Okay, let's get some measuring cups. Okay. So I'm gonna go, I shouldn't need too much of this. Let's see here. I'm gonna pour this up to about right there. So that's 3 rungs up. It's probably about 4 ounces, 5 ounces. Okay. Let's see how much this makes. So I don't really know how much this expands. Usually when you're buying two-part foam, you'll have, an expansion rate or value. And doesn't really say that on this, so I don't really have any clue how, much how large it's going to get. Okay, so our mixing stick, I'm just going to cut one end off so that it's flat. And, you know, we're going to try to do this fast. So we're going to dump and mix and pour quickly before it reacts. I really don't know how long it's going to take before it starts foaming. So better to be safe than sorry. And it's foaming right away. You can see the color changing in there. So I want to try to get this mixed as fast as possible and pour it right in. Now that we're in there, we're going to mix it around, get it in all the cracks and crevices. Don't spill it. Just keep mixing it until it starts expanding. So it didn't really, that kind of scared me. It did change color, so I thought it was expanding, but it wasn't. So it's looks like it's about to start expanding here. See inside here. It's starting to foam up, you can see. The reaction is beginning. Now I want to make sure it gets those teeth. And it's still expanding. And it's going to come right over. It's going to get right on the paper. It's going to get messy. So that was too much foam. And this is too much. Okay. Any more, we're gonna have a problem here. I think I'm gonna have to dump this right over onto the. Does it come off? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. There we go. I think it was almost done anyways. Oh no, it's still bubbling. So it does appear to have a pretty large bubbles in there. So that could affect how much detail it picks up out of the mold. We'll see. I think it's done, just about. So I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour and we'll come back. It's just crumbles. I don't. It's those really kind of big cells. I know it's not like just the bubbles makes this material seem like it's, I think it's probably just too weak. We're gonna find out though. It's just, just falling apart. Yeah, I don't know if you're seeing this. It's just crumbling. Oh. Quite out, actually. I don't know. It looks okay. Inside the mold, I kind of question the durability of it, but I mean, so far all the stuff that's crumbling is discarded foam anyway, so we don't really care. Just trying to be careful with it because it's so fragile. Well, you know, parts inside the mold are actually okay. It's not as terrible as I thought it would be, but there are sections like this whole part here that did not form a skin, and so mixed results, I would say, on this. I like it. It works. It's I think the fact that we're able to make a pretty decent skull out of it. Now, again, a lot of the stuff I use doesn't require necessarily the backside of it, so I'm not too concerned about that. And it is, feels somewhat sturdy. Oh, more I think about it, I'm actually not disappointed with this. This, for what it is, worked pretty well. It's pretty lightweight. I think I'll be able to use this actually, so it is kind of messy. But I think it worked pretty well. I probably only need to use about half of what I used on this particular one. There was so much excess that I think I can just definitely make at least this whole bag's worth, and see how many skulls we can make with this one bag of Sika Postfix. I'll do that next. All right, this time we're going to do a little less, and we're going to try it with some back pressure here. So the expansion is actually pretty incredible, how much this expands. Okay, so this is another good mold, or good casting. There we go. Okay, so we got a total of 8 castings out of one bag of the Sika Post Fix, and it worked okay. It wasn't super great. The quality is pretty poor. This could work to backfill maybe like some sort of latex mask, or if you're making like some sort of mannequin or something like that, you could do that. I would not use it for production skulls or anything like that. It's really this doesn't skin very well, and some of that skin tends to crumble. It's really got some amazing expansion. However, it means that it has a lot of empty space. So anytime there's any sort of pressure, the cells collapse, and then it deforms. So overall, I won't be using this. I'll still be using Smooth-On's 2-part foam, but it does work, and it is inexpensive. $16 for one package, and I made 8 skulls. So that's $2 a skull. And if I had the exact ratio down the whole time, I probably could have snuck in an extra skull. So under $2 a skull, basically. And so that's not too bad. That's about half the price of like a Smooth-On's rigid expanding foam. So so the price is right. Quality is just not there, in my opinion. I'm still going to go with the Smooth-On rigid foam. So that concludes our experiment. I hope you enjoyed the video.
If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell if you want notifications anytime we put out new content. I thank you for watching, and as always, happy haunting!